For this tutorial, you're going to create your first Snap program. So you should log into Snap and start it up, and this is the screen you should get. Over here are your main things you can do, like motion and looks. So motion will like control how things move up, down, left, or right, or turn. So wherever their position is, or if they rotate. Looks, that will change what your little guy, your character is called a sprite, how he moves around. Sound, we'll add that later. Pen, that's drawing, we'll do that a little later. Control, right now you're going to be mainly using the when flag is clicked or when the space key is pressed, something like that. We're going to do more of the other ones later. Again, sensing, that'll be determined like if you have the mouse button pressed down, or if two little guys are touching each other, or if you're touching a certain color. Again, we'll get to that later. Operators would be like your add, subtract, multiply, divide. Do that later. Variables, that'll be coming up soon, so you can store information for your program to remember. I'm going to go back to your motion tab. It's a good idea to go ahead and start saving, because Snap does not auto-save. So if you click on this little page button and save it, I'm going to name it My First Program and follow it by your last name, because when I'm in Google Classroom, it shows me a folder. I won't know who each program belongs to, so if you put your last name on there, that will really, really, really help me. And then click Save. You want to save it in the cloud, so make sure you have the cloud picked and save. And you'll need to save every so often, because it doesn't auto-save like everything else you're used to auto-saving. This one doesn't do it, so you got to make sure you hit the save button. Okay, so we logged in. First thing you're going to see looks going to look like an arrow. It's called a sprite. A sprite is any character you have. Like if you're playing Mario and Luigi are sprites. The little mushrooms are sprites. Anything like that is a sprite, any character you have. So the first thing you guys are going to do before we can start moving the sprite around is make your sprite look like something cooler than an arrow. So to do that, you're going to click on that page button, and there are costumes. That's to change what the sprite looks like. There are some built-in costumes. Later on, you're going to learn about drawing your own or importing any picture you want to import. I'm just going to go with, let's see. You can pick whichever one you want. I do not care. I'm going to go with the basic one. His name's Alonzo. You can pick anything you want. There are all kinds through here. Pick whatever you want. I'm just going to pick him. Again, you have choice. Pick what you want. And then click import, and we're done. Okay, play around with your costume. So once you found one, that's step 3. Pick it, and now your sprite, and then pick a couple more, and then our guy can change between them. So if you want to pick a couple more, just go back to your costumes. Maybe my computer will download it. There we go. So maybe I want to make him butterfly. So now he has more than one costume. And you'll do an animation one later where it goes through multiple costumes like those butterflies. If you use both of those costumes, you can make it switch between and it look like the butterfly's flying. Again, we're just playing around. Pick a few. I have Wanda. I don't know what Wanda is. Looks like an old lady. I'm going to, if you click on the costume you want, that's the one that will show up. If you don't like a costume, like I decided I don't like Wanda, I can right click on it and I can delete it. You can also edit them. Like if you pick edit, you can draw a costume in there if you want. I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to delete Wanda. That's just a right click. Okay, so next we're going to make our sprite move. So I've got my little Alonzo dude. You can position him wherever you want, but really you're trying to program the computer, so instead of dragging him, you're going to tell him how to move. I'm going to go back to the scripts page. That's where you write your computer program. So what I'm going to do is play around with some of these buttons. So I'm going to get the move tile, and I'm going to click on it. And do you see what it does? He moves. Right now it's moving 10 steps. Play around with the numbers. So instead of 10, if I make it 50, he moves a little further. If I made it 100, he would move even further. You can also put negative numbers in there. So like if I make it a negative 100, what did he do? So just play around with it. Now, let's say we keep moving our little guy to the edge. Oh no, he went off the stage. Oh no. That can happen. You can go off the stage. You can always bring him back just by making that, changing that number and moving it until he comes back. Okay, so just be careful. He might go off the stage. There are also turns. You can turn clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can change the degrees. So there's clockwise, there's counterclockwise. Play around with it, see what all you want to do. And then you can even hook them together. So if I hook them together, he's going to do the top tile, and then the one below it. So he's going to move and turn. And you can move in whatever way you want. If you want to unattach them, just drag them apart. You pick the bottom one you want to move and pull it down. You can reattach them, whatever you want to do. Okay. Right now, we're going to look at these buttons at the top. You got a green flag, yellow bars, and a red octagon. And I'm going to guess you can figure out what those mean. Green means go, the yellow bars mean pause, the red octagon looks like a stop sign, and it means stop. Okay, so we're going to click on the green flag. Right now, it's not doing anything. What we want to do is have this tile on here, so I went to the control, and I drug over the when flag clicked, so that when I click the flag, that will start my program. And he moved however I wanted him to move. Again, you can make it do anything you want. You can play around. Most of your programs are going to use that when the green flag is clicked to start them. And that's all you have to do. Is pretty much just your basic way of starting your program. Is just start with, under the control tab, that when green flag clicked, and click on that. Now, we want our flag to do a little bit more on its own, because right now it's kind of boring. So what we're going to do is we are going to look under that control panel for something called a forever loop. That means he's going to keep doing it forever. So I'm going to put a forever loop in there, and I'm going to have him move 10 steps. And then turn 15 degrees counterclockwise. And I want to move him a little bit out of the way. So now, you see he's moving a little bit and then turning. Kind of looks like he's stuck, but eventually you'll see he moves a little bit. Okay, right now he's probably going really fast and makes you a little bit nauseous. So we're going to slow it down a little. Under control, there's a weight tile. So I'm going to bring my weight tile over. I'm going to stop that because it's making me kind of nauseous. Okay, so I'm going to bring a weight tile over. So then what I'm going to do is I am going to throw one of those in there. Then if you watch, he's going to move and wait a second. That seems like a lot of time. You can always change that wait second to something slightly different. So like you can make it like a 0.2 so it's not taking so long in between, and then you can see him moving. Okay, another thing I want to show you is the pen tile. What the pen does, if you click on the green, is you can have him trace behind where he's going. He's basically drawing. You're using him as a pen. So if you put the pen down, he'll start drawing. When you're done drawing, you use the pen up right there. So I have when flag clicked. I'm going to make it move, I think, 12 steps, turn 30 degrees, and wait 0.2 of a second. Notice this extra turn I have over here, I'm not using. It's not connected in. It's not going to do anything. If you want to get rid of it, just drag it over to the side and let go, and it will go away. Okay, so now I'm going to click the green flag, and you guys see he's drawing, and he'll continue to draw. How fun is that? He'll only draw when you want. Now, what I want you to do is play around, change the angles in here to something you like. It doesn't matter. I changed my angle a little bit. You can change your weight, you can change your move. Play around, make different things. You'll get some cool stuff to change your shape. Okay, I'm done with that part. So I'm going to stop it. But now I have, if you look, pen drawings. If you want to get rid of the pen drawings, just click clear and they go away. You can always drag a clear over if you want. You don't have to, but if you want to drag it in and somehow put it in there, I'm not going to do it right now because it wouldn't really help anything. But that's how you get rid of it. So what I want you to do is play around with some of the other tiles. See if you can figure out what they do. Eventually you'll have tutorials that use all of them. But play around with them. One of the ones I really like is if on edge bounce. So let's say I don't have him turning. So like I just have him get rid of that pin down too. So let's say I just have him forever moving 15 steps. What that forever, whatever that if on edge bounce does is if he gets to the edge, he bounces. You see the pin is still down even though I took that away? That's because I forgot to tell him to take the pin up. I messed up. So even if you take that pin down tile away, it's still on. You'll need to make sure you clear and pin up, and let's try that again. So that if on edge bounce, just if he gets to the edge, he turns around and goes in the opposite direction. Okay, I'm done with that. It was just a tutorial. I just wanted to see what you did, play around, see what you can come up with. When you get done, don't forget you need to save it again. Once you're done saving, then you need to upload your file to Google Classroom. To upload your file, you have to export your project, and it will come down here and it'll be a .xml file. Then you'll go to Google Classroom and drag that file in to upload it. So I'm not sure where yours is, your first Snap program. I'm in the teacher version. I can't see the student one, but you just, in your first Snap program, upload it. Okay. If you have questions, make sure you ask your partner before you ask me. Ask them first. If they can't figure out, then ask me.